Well, good evening everybody and welcome to Lou's Colourful Crafts. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator here in the UK, right in the middle of the country. I'm up in Retford in Nottinghamshire, which is both Robin Hood and Pilgrim Father's country. Hi Lorraine, I am so pleased that the sun has been shining. We've been in the garden all afternoon, well all day actually, getting the gardens at the houses ready for our guests this Easter. And it's just so lovely and warm. We even managed to come home and have a cup of tea on the deck in the sunshine. So without further ado, I'm sure some of you are aware that all sorts of things have been thrown up in the air and we've got a brand new colour refresh. With that in mind, I thought it would be a good idea to reuse some of the colours that are actually retiring. I'm quite sad to see some of them go. I understand it, and if you can look closely over my shoulder you will see that I've actually reorganised the colours. There are some gaps and there are some in the post on the way, but I'm not telling you about the new ones. I want to reintroduce you to some of our retiring colours and one or two projects just to show you a few techniques to use them, use up the DSP, and just generally think about how else we can make some cards. So without further ado, I'll switch over, and don't forget, if you are watching, so tonight I am going to use 3 of the retiring colours. We've got So Saffron, we've got Pear Pizzazz and Soft Suede. Quite interesting. I hadn't really ever used So Saffron. Quite sad about Pear Pizzazz. It seems to be a really good pale green Christmassy colour. Soft Suede, there are new browns in the offing. So the first thing I'm going to do tonight is to pop those out of the way down here, and I have just got an ordinary piece of white cardstock, which is cut at just under 15 by 10.5 to open like so. I'll just pop that out of the way. I've then got some Bermuda Bay squares. These are 7.5 centimetres. Bermuda Bay is one of the retiring colours, and I've got 2 of those. And then I've chosen some of the Bermuda Bay DSP. All our families have the DSP. These are currently, hi Mum, these are currently available on the last chance sale at the moment. It's quite a good idea if you like some of these colours to grab a pack of them, because of course you'll be able to use the ones that aren't retiring anyway next year, and it's a good way of getting a little bit of the colour. And then I've also taken a piece of Mango Melody, which is one of the ones I am quite sad to go because I love this bright yellowy colour, and pop that on there, and you can see straight away it's definitely from the Brights family. And then I'm going to do the same here. Hi Fran, hope you're enjoying the sunshine. Beautiful. I'm just using 2 of the retiring colours, Bermuda Bay and Mango Melody. And then what I'm going to do next is, I'm just thinking aloud actually, I think I'm going to show you 2 ways of doing something. So I've got just made 2 squares like so. I'm just going to grab a little bit of white card, just a scrap, and because I really quite like blending and I think it's quite an interesting technique, I'm going to use some of the Soft Suede, and I'm just going to add some colour to this white card. Not bothered particularly if it goes a bit dark in places. You'll see why in a minute. And then I'm also going to bring in, this isn't retiring but I thought we needed a bit of grey, I'm going to bring in the grey grey granite, and oh yes. And then what I'm going to do, just going to turn around and use, because it's Easter, the bunny punch. Just need to, I thought I'd done that as I did it, I haven't come down the page enough. A little bit of grey round on the bottom. I think I might put a little bit more brown down here too. And I'm just going to use the bunny punch. There is a stamp set that goes with this bunny. No, he's still not got enough down at the bottom. I'm going to have to have a little bit more. There we go. Pop him in. And I just thought it was an interesting way. Whoops. It would be if I hadn't just fired him under the desk. I don't even know where he went. Oh, there he is. He's down there. I'll just have to go and find the bunny that I've just fired across the room. Oh, he's trying to go under the carpet. Right, there we go. I thought it was an interesting way of creating a little Easter bunny. Now, bear with me, because what I want to do is to do some on the other side, because that way, who can guess, we're going to get a little bunny going in the other direction. I need to come right the way down here. I don't know whether you've all discovered this little Easter punch. I say there are some stamps, they were a little bit cutesy for me, but I thought, well, I've got the punch, it is Easter, let's see if he's going to fit in there. And you can see what I'm trying to do. Hopefully, if I punch him from this side, let's see, catch him, there we go. I've got another bunny that I can pop on there going the other way, like so. And it's a really quick and simple way to make sure you get a double-sided image. So I'm just going to bring the cardstock back in, and I'm going to position these first, one on top of the other, like so. I'm going to pop this one down at the bottom first, just with some ordinary glue. And don't forget, if you are watching this on a tablet or on a phone, to give me a little bit of love. And I'm just going to pop this one down the bottom here, and I'm going to pop the other one just slightly over at the top. Not many people on tonight. I suspect everybody like me has been enjoying the sunshine and also is finding it quite interesting. With the, I still haven't got used to the change of light of daytime. I'm just looking for some dimensionals. I did have some dimensionals. There we go. I had lots of dimensionals just now. There they are. I tidy up before I come on live. I tidy up so well sometimes that I can't actually find anything. So I thought this was quite a cute way of making a little Eastery card, using our lovely bright Bermuda Bay and Mango Melody, which I certainly shall miss. Anyway, I've just popped a few little dimensionals on him. Remember, I suggest that you don't actually need an awful lot of these. These are the mini ones. They're very sticky. They will hold all your projects in place. And by not having too many, we're not throwing too many little tiny bits of plastic. And then all I was going to do, I was going to pop him up there. I was going to take, oh, I don't know which one of these little sparkles. Now, I've done this before with the cats, if you remember, and it didn't work for eyes, but let's have a see. If I don't like it, I'll hoik it off. Oh yeah, no, he can have an eye. He can have an eye. A little sparkly eye. And then I'm just going to get the brown ink and my blender and just give them a little bit of a nose. I think we'll have smiley rabbits. Like so. This one needs a bit more of a nose. And then, oh, he needs a bit more filling in. There we go. And then what I could have done, and I haven't got one and I can't see one, is a bit of pink. But I haven't got any, because then I could have put some ears on him. And I don't like that, so that's the beauty of these blenders, because you can just go and add. There we are. I think he probably needs some whiskers, does he? Let me have a look. Practice on here. Do you think we need whiskers? No, definitely not. We're having them just like that, just as he is. And then I'm just going to bring in this stamp set is retiring. It's called Celebrating You, and it has 16 sentiments in it: Father's Day, anniversary, birthday, welcome little one, you're on my mind and in my heart. I'm going to use tonight, I'm going to use the Happy Easter one. I tend to pick mine off and stick them on so I can actually see them in the box, like so. And I'm going to just grab him on a block, and I'm going to use the, no, definitely no whiskers, definitely not, Mum. Okay, just check the stamping down there, and there we go. Just a little different take, reminding us of those lovely colours that we have. They are still available in our online shop, so if I use a colour tonight you think, oh, I haven't had any of that, why not go and have a look. Now, continuing with the theme of retiring colours, another piece of ordinary white cardstock. This is Pear Pizzazz, this is So Saffron. These are the designer series paper. So are we going to have spots or squares? Spots or squares? I think spots. I think spots. I don't know. Nothing not like that. Spots. Ah, I'm going to have, that's what I'm going to do. Very cute. Thank you, Fran. Just a bit of fun. There we go. I'm going to put the spots on top of the checks. There we go. We've got a bit of both. Spots, definitely. Now, so I'm popping that to one side. Well, I'll glue that one on so I don't lose it. So that's 2 layers of the DSP. So it's not very thick. It's not like using loads of layers of card. And I'm going to pop that on there, like so. There we go. Now, the other thing I'm going to do is, I don't think I've done this before, Stampin' Up, I mean lots of companies do it, but Stampin' Up sell masking paper. And so what I've done is, because it's Easter again, I've used an old cross die, and you take it off. I've used it as a die, and I'm going to pop my cross about there and make sure I've got all the bits off that I don't want, and make sure I take the arse little bit off. So you just literally, you can use this paper, it comes in a pack, you can use this paper to cut out and do whatever and wherever and however. And I'm going to use the corresponding inks, so Pear Pizzazz and So Saffron, and I'm just going to create a blended background very quickly. I did a lot of my Easter cards like this. Just do it off first so you don't get it really dark, and then just add, I'm going to add a little bit of yellow, maybe as though the sun is coming up behind. You can do as much or as little of this as you like. It's really very effective. You do need to make sure you go all the way around your shape, and obviously you can cut out any shape you like. And then I'm going to use the pear pizzazz at the bottom to add a little bit of green. So I'm keeping in the two colours together. There we go. Very quick and very easy part this. Bit more yellow at the top. I'm going to, sometimes I don't, but I'm going to colour all of this card. I think you'll see the cross more effectively. And then I'm also going to use it. Another technique with these blenders is just to add a bit more depth of colour to the edge. And that's, there we go. And then I'm just going to bring in the Happy Easter stamp again. I'm just going to clean it off because I don't want the brown. It's soft suede, but I do want the pear pizzazz down there. I say, if you're looking for a stamp set that is full of really useful sentiments, I don't think it'll go far wrong with this Celebrating You. And at the moment it is reduced, so if you want one, pop online, and all you do, she says, hopefully, I use my take a pick to get it started. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. You get hold of it like so. Only you don't, because it won't. It either comes straight up, there we go, or it's stuck forever. And obviously you know what masking is, but I like our tape because it's really very effective. It's great fun. You can make a mess and it doesn't matter. You can do it with all sorts of colours, all sorts of shapes. But there we go. I've stopped talking. It's because I'm concentrating on peeling, and it does come off really very cleanly. There we go. There's a simple little masked card, and I'm just going to again pop some dimensionals, because these are the tiny ones. I'm going to put a couple up the middle like so, just to hold it. You could add some ribbons to this, you could add some embellishments. Again, I quite like the fact that it's just simple. There we go. And that one is going to sit on just there. Now, hopefully you like that one too. And then a completely different tack, not an Easter card, although I suppose you could use it. Well, it is an Easter card because of what I'm going to do. One of the stamp sets that I was really quite sad is retiring is the Butterfly Brilliance. It's a little while since I've used it. That's the beauty of the change is good for us. It's the beauty of the new catalogue, because you get all sorts of different things. But this beauty of Brilliance, Butterfly Brilliance even, is retiring. It's available now at a reduced price, and I'm going to do something different using the Stamparatus. And again, I'm using the retired colours. These are my Stampin' and Write markers. I'm going to place another cross, so it has become an Easter card, ready to mask. I don't know whether this is going to work because I've not tried it. I'm going to pop it towards, not quite, there we go, it's there because it's stuck. and I'm using the magnet to hold this on. Sadly, if you haven't got your Stamperators right now, there isn't one. And from the subtle pens, these are the Stampin' Right markers. So Saffron, Mint Macaron, another one that's going, Pear Pizzazz, and Blushing Bride. And I'll pop the others away. And I don't know whether you know, but you can take the brush end and you can just add colour to your projects. And because I'm using the Stamperators, obviously I can see where it's going to stamp, and I can just check where that's going to be. I'm going to add a little bit of mint to this one over here. You do have to work quite quickly, but these Stampin' Right markers are brilliant. Don't do it with the blends, it doesn't work. But they're really, really good for adding colour to your projects like this. There we go. And what I'm going to do is just flip it over. I'm not going to actually print yet. I'm just going to make sure where it's going to go. And I'm going to have a little bit of a yellow on this one down the bottom. And because I'm using the Stamperators, you see, I can redo it at any one time. So I'm just going to pop that down and you'll start to see what I'm doing. There we go. So I'm now going to add a bit more colour to this wing here. And you can just build up your colour. A bit of Pear Pizzazz. And if you haven't tried this with some of the red rubber stamps, it's really good fun, and it's also an economical way of getting hold of new colours, because there are new colours coming and we won't, I'm sure, all be able to afford all of it. Much as we'd like to. Let's have a go and see what happens now. Because it's not going to move, I can just keep adding colour. There we go. I'm going to just make these a bit pinker at the bottom, the swallowtail part. There we go. And then I'm going to just add, which butterfly is it? It's this little one. We've got some yellow. I'll have a bit of the saffron here. Just take that off there just to make sure it is clean. There we go. I'm going to pop the saffron on there and pop him over there. Take that off there. Need to go for the big one, quick as we can. As I say, it's great fun if you haven't got all your inks. Let's pop this one on here. That's lovely and yellow. I think I'm going to leave it at that. I might bit of yellow down here. There we go, that's better. And I might put a bit of the pink just in the middle of this butterfly right there. There we go. So you can see I've created an image. Pop it off of here, put my Stamperators out of the way, like so. And again, bring in my take a pick, and hopefully if I've got enough butterfly, you should be able to see the cross will actually come out from my card. It's a bit of an experiment when you do this, because obviously you've got to take enough of the image, you've got to cover the thing you're masking with enough of an image, otherwise you don't see the outline when you pull it off. But I'm quite pleased with that one. And then I'm just going to get this last little piece off and pull him up there. It's quite a simple, oh, can't get it. Can't get the last piece. There we go. Now, as I say, I hope you've all had some lovely sunshine wherever you are today. It's been beautiful. Right, last little bit. There we go. And I'm just going to, a little piece of white card right here, and I'm just going to add a little bit from this set here that says, where is it? So proud of you. I've lost it. Down the bottom, and I'm going to turn that over like so. I'm going to grab my block. I'm going to grab the green because I like that green. I'm going to miss my pear pizzazz. I don't know what anybody else thinks, but and I'm just going to pop that on here like so, and I'm going to use my snips, and I'm just going to make an angle and an angle, and then I'm just going to pop that. What it actually needs is a little bit of green behind it, so I'm just going to turn around and grab a little bit of green and grab my trimmer. And that way I can make my sentiment pop up a bit more, pop out a bit more. I'm going to pop it on there. So, and as I say, if you get a chance and you're interested, do visit the online shop and the Last Chance. I keep wanting to say the Last Chance Saloon. I have no idea why. And I will just put this one on here, and I think I would also then, I won't now, but I think I would also cut the cross out. I won't stick it completely down, but you get the idea. So you can see how you have to be very careful masking to get the clear. I don't think I've got a cross cut, otherwise I would have popped one in there of the colour, because I haven't used enough ink around the actual masking piece. But if you haven't found our masking paper, it's really good. And without further ado, I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you have a lovely Easter. I will be back live next week. We're away but only for the weekend. So we've got the Butterfly Brilliance, Pear Pizzazz, So Saffron, the Happy Easter from the Celebrating You, and Bermuda Bay, and Mango Melody. I do hope you've enjoyed that. It's been great fun crafting for you tonight. I'm looking forward to all the new colours, but next week I shall be using, we've got several colours that are coming back, so I shall be combining one or two of those with a project, again probably one of the retiring stamps that I've not used for a little while, just to remind you. But as I say, do take care, have a lovely Easter. Hope you get plenty and plenty of chocolate, but it's been really good. Take care. Bye.